In plants, there are two main types of vascular tissue that help the plant get water and nutrients. The xylem makes sure water gets around the plant from the roots. The phloem helps to transport sugars and other essential nutrients. The phloem works to take the products of photosynthesis, sugar, away from the leaves and transport it around the plant, specifically to the roots and other places in the plant where there is no photosynthesis taking place. This is basically the plant's way of making sure that the non-green portions of the plant receive food from the leafy green portions. It is this function that makes the phloem so absolutely essential to the plant. If you can picture the leaves as the stomach of the plant, the phloem would be the bloodstream of the plant. You eat the food, it digests in your stomach, like the sugars digest in the leaves, and gets transported for use as an energy source in your body, like the phloem transports sugars all around the non-green parts of the plant. Found in the phloem cells of a plant are companion cells. Companion cells are a type of parenchyma cell. Parenchyma cells are parts of the ground tissue of plants. The cell walls of these cells are typically thinner than most other cell walls. These cells make up the majority of the plant. In the phloem, the sugars and other organic compounds that are transported are done so through tubes that are connected in chains called sieve tube members. These have pores in them that allow materials to flow through them. Alongside the sieve tube member is the companion cell. They are connected to the sieve tube members through plasmodesmata. The plasmodesmata are interconnected tunnels through the cell wall of a plant. This allows the cells to share cytosol as well as sugars and other materials. This would work in with our idea of the phloem, as the companion cell could share the sugars transported by the phloem, specifically the sieve tube members. The reason for the connection between the companion cells and the sieve tube members is, as stated earlier, the plasmodesmata allow materials to flow between the cells. The sieve tube members are alive, yet they lack organelles like the nucleus or ribosomes. Due to the lacking of certain organelles, the cell needs to rely on the organelles from the companion cells. The companion cell will carry out all the metabolic functions of the sieve tube member. Without the companion cell, the sieve tube member would die, ceasing phloem production and thereby killing the plant. There are three kinds of companion cells. Ordinary companion cells will typically only connect to the sieve tube members. They also have thin and smooth cell walls. A transfer cell has a lot of folds in the cell walls. This allows more solutes to transfer into and out of the companion cell versus the ordinary companion cells. These work as a sort of scavenger cell, collecting sugars and solutes from other cell walls. Then there are intermediary cells that have numerous plasmodesmata that allow them to collect solutes from many other sources and cells. The ordinary and transfer cells can collect solutes via a process called apoplastic transfers. The apoplast is the space between the cell wall and the plasma membrane. The solutes can then cross into the other cell via the process of diffusion, where a solute will move from an area of high concentration to an area of lower concentration. In the intermediary cells, the solutes can move via the symplast. A symplastic transfer is one where the solutes move through the cytosol via the plasmodesmata of the cells. In a plant, there is an uptake set of cells called the xylem. This takes water up from the roots and transports it throughout the plant. The phloem is a chain of cells that are interconnected via sieve tube members. The sieve tube members lack most organelles, specifically ribosomes and nuclei. So attached to these sieve tube members via plasmodesmata are companion cells that take over the metabolic functions of the sieve tube members. These companion cells are broken into three types. Ordinary companion cells and transfer cells take in solutes via apoplastic transfers. The last type, the intermediary cells, transfer solutes via symplastic transfers. All three work to help move solutes and materials in and out of the plant's sieve tube members.